Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jen and I'm your host. And I haven't done a vlog here on the channel in a little while, so I figured that's what we'll do today. I have a rather busy work from home day, and you already maybe saw a little bit of my workout this morning. I did some yoga and then took a little run. And here I am set up at home. I work a lot of days in the dining room here, try to change out this decor seasonally because I'm often on Zoom or Teams meetings all day. So that's kind of what I'm looking at most of the day. And I've got my computer and stuff here set up on the dining room table. And I have my first meeting at 9 that I need to present at. I didn't have a chance to brew coffee this morning, so I took advantage of the extra iced coffee that we had left over in the fridge. So I'm getting a little bit of caffeine in, and maybe during my 10 o'clock when I only have to listen in, I'll make a little pot of hot coffee to enjoy for this morning. I'm hoping that I can show you some of the knitting and crochet projects that I've worked on over the last couple weeks later on in the afternoon when I get a little bit more time, and just kind of show you what things are looking like around here. So I hope that you'll settle in and enjoy, and I will see you again in a little bit. Well, it's about 11:30, and I basically worked my way through a very late breakfast, and so I'm going to have meetings this afternoon, so I figured I'd take a few minutes on sort of my lunch break to empty my suitcase. I took my nieces, Riley and Ayla, out to Western Mass this weekend to visit their cousin, Emmeline, who's out in college out there, and we had a great time. But I haven't unpacked my suitcase yet, and the cleaning lady is coming tomorrow, so I need to tidy up the house and get everything put back in its place in order for that to work. I love packing cubes. I don't know if you all use packing cubes, but for me, they just make everything so much easier. But I thought what I would show you is I took some of my woolies out there this weekend. This is my Nanaimo cardigan, which I love. I didn't end up wearing it, but Riley did. It's a little warm in here for it today because I got the fire going. But anyways, I brought this, and it's big, cozy, warm sweater. Riley also brought her Nanaimo cardigan, and she sent it home with me because it needs to be depilled. She said it's disgusting, which I don't think that I agree. But it is a little fuzzy, which is going to happen. This is Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick. I'll show you. Super cute. It is a bit pilly, though, you can see. So I will get those taken off, and I will give that back to her. But in the meantime, I will also put away my stuff. I wore my Soldtona crop. There's still a shirt stuck inside of it. And I also wore my Watayuki pullover, which is a great bulky pullover. Some broken rib detail. I really love this sweater. It's nice and warm and cozy, and it's made out of a real woolly wool, which I love. So, all right, it's time to get these puppies put away, and I will talk to you again later. All done. The closet is not as tidy as it could be, but that is a project for another day, and now I can get my suitcase back down cellar. Hey, it's about 10 past 1. I'm just taking a quick break to stretch my legs. Normally when I'm on site at the hospital for work, I'm moving around a lot for meetings and such, and so I try to replicate that at least a little bit when I can find a few minutes and just walk the driveway. I have a very long driveway, so it's handy to get out and move a little bit. I am wearing a handmade shawl today. This is a crocheted shawl. I don't remember what it's called, so I will put it down below. It's really beautiful. I love these little baubles. So yeah, it's actually quite nice out now that the sun has warmed things up a little bit, so I'm just gonna enjoy. Time for a quick bite. Well, I'm almost done tidying up the house, and that feels good. And I thought that while I was running downstairs to show you, to drop off some of the stuff that needs to go back where it lives, I would show you some of the finished objects that I've finished recently. I wanted to start doing some of my Christmas making, especially for my family that's living in Ireland for this year. I wanted to get some of their stuff done and ready to put it in the mail, because we all know about shipping delays this year, right? So the first thing that I did was to crochet a little mermaid for my niece, Hattie. She's 3 years old. So this is her little mermaid. The mermaid in the picture for the pattern had brown hair, but Hattie has red hair. So I thought that I would do this. And I will tell you, I've done a lot of crochet toys. These are my favorite eyes ever. I think they're really well done. So I've got a safety eye here. And then this is sort of like a bit of embroidery here for the rest of the eye and for that little eyelash. Hopefully you can see that. And I also love the way that the hair was done for this. You were making basically chains and then sewing them all together to make this little wig cap. And then you tie it together for the little ponytail. And I just think that came out really, really great. And then the other cool thing about this pattern is that this piece is separate. She's meant to have these little pants and a top. I did the top different than it recommended because the top was meant to be the same color as the flesh, and I just thought it looked strange. So I kind of improvised a little, bathing suit kind of top. And then these pants were really difficult to get on, and I think would be too difficult for Hattie to maneuver herself, and they just don't need to be taken off. So I ended up adding a little extra to the top of the mermaid tail part to make it easier to get that in and to sort of accommodate her with her pants on. So I think that came out really cute. I don't remember the name of the pattern. I will put a link to it below. It was a paid for pattern, I believe, and worth every penny if it was. And then my nephew Oisin, who's also in Ireland, he always asks for like aliens and space themed stuff. And so I made him this cutie little astronaut, who I think also could look like an alien. Maybe he will disagree, but I just thought this was adorable. This was a paid for pattern. It's available on Etsy. I think it's called Little Astronaut, but again, I will link it below. And what was cool about this one was you made the arms, you made the legs, you made the head, and then as you work down, you sort of attach as you go. And this was my first time being successful with that because of the picture tutorials that were in the pattern. I was actually able to do it, and it worked out quite nicely, and I'm really happy with it. The other fun little fringe benefit of this, if you are someone who's been into Squid Games, we just finished watching that series on Netflix. It's quite disturbing, but also really interesting. These kind of look like the guys from Squid Games. If you did pink or red instead of this white, I think you could have a little Squid Games guy and then do like a little triangle or square or whatever for where the face goes. Kind of cool. So anyways, this was really, really quick. This was 2 very, very short sittings and this little guy was done. So I'm excited about that. I also went digging through my bin of finished things and found a pair of socks that are already done. So that's a relief. And I cast on a new pair of socks last night. So yeah, I'm looking around to try to see if I have anything else to show you. There's nothing handy. So yeah, that's what is going on around here. I think tonight I'm going to focus on the cuff of a new pair of socks that I started that will likely be a Christmas gift, and a Christmas stocking that I'm working on.